When people complain they hate email, they hate whatever the tool is, it's never the tool. They just don't know how to think about the tool, and they don't know the purpose of the tool, not just how to use it, but more importantly, when to use it. And the big part of my book is teaching the theory of how to think about the purpose of each of these tools. What problem does email solve versus text versus Slack versus Asana? Because people don't even know the purpose of it. They're using it like a Swiss Army knife.
All right, so this is Joe Polish. We're sitting here at the Genius Network headquarters in one of the back rooms with a bunch of books. But there's 3 books that are really valuable and important for you to know. Dr. Edward Hallowell, the top ADD, ADHD psychiatrist in the world. One of his 23 books, one of his newer books called ADHD 2.0. I've read the entire book. I've listened to it all on audio. It's amazing. Just wanted to let you know because he's sitting here with us. My book, of course, which is What's in it for them? The question to, it's an operating system. You approach people with more give than take. And it's for givers to be better boundaried around takers and how to develop really connected, authentic, aligned relationships. It's really how to win the right friends and influence the right people. And they come up for air. This is a galley version of this because the time we're doing this, it's coming out in about a month.
Yep.
And so...
All right, write that book title down. 2 books, ADHD 2.0 by Dr. Ned Halliwell. If you're running a construction project, I'll give you a red hot tip. 90% of the construction project supervisors that you got have some level of ADHD. It'll give you some invaluable insights on how to get the best out of these guys. As I say, my best supervisors always spent more time sitting outside the classroom, outside the headmaster's office, than they did inside the classroom. And that's because of those 4 letters, ADHD. Second one is Come Up for Air, how teams can leverage systems and tools to stop drowning in work. The other book as well, What's in it for them by Joe Polish. Great book too. One we're going to focus in today is Come Up for Air. What we're going to have a look at here is why what Nick Sonnenberg calls in Come Up for Air, retrieving information is key to be able to get your project to move quicker. If you're not moving fast enough, or you're moving extremely slowly, this is, by my way of looking at it, your number 1 constraint, the thing that you need to fix first. So we're going to have a look at some stats on why this is such a big problem. We're going to have a look at how we convert chaos into traction. We're going to give you a process for people to follow to communicate, show how to create a page. We'll talk about getting everyone on the same page. No one ever creates a page, or no one even knows what the page looks at. And we're going to look at, again here, I'll tell you a story. That's all about where the time's actually going. I'm going to tell you a story about an email. I wasted 13.3 hours without anyone even making a decision or getting even close to making a decision. And don't laugh, because it's going on your project every single day as well, I'll guarantee you. All right, let's get into it. Why? iPad notes first. Okay, let's have a look at why this is such a big problem. You need to actually do something about it. Why did that go there? No, I haven't got the iPad. There it is. I thought we'd hit a technical snag before we even got started. All right. So the book is, this is the book that you need to get hold of. Come Up for Air, how teams can leverage systems and tools to stop drowning in works. I'll just read you this page that I've clipped from it because this is vitally important. So a business, he says here, we're going to swap business for a project, can only grow, we're going to say move. A project can only move as fast as knowledge can be, not transferred, but retrieved. If you think about it, transferring information quickly is actually quite easy. Just text everything. Most likely, nothing is faster. But the downside is it becomes very difficult to find part messages and the information you need to get work done. So in order to work effectively as a team, everyone needs to optimize for speed of retrieval, which is exactly what I'm going to show you how to do just here. By putting information where it belongs, even if it's painful and if it's longer in the short term. In short, the best way to eliminate the scavenger hunt, what are you talking about by the scavenger hunt, is when when you hear someone say, where is that, or where's that at, or what's the latest update on this, or how long is it going to be before, that's the scavenger hunt happening. To optimize for the speed of retrieval and to align as a team on when and which tools to use in your tech stack. Just like a team has different roles for specific tools and purposes, so do tools. When everyone is clear on the purpose of each tool and when to use them, which is what I'm going to show you exactly right here. This is something that I actually run through with my team. I only did it once, unfortunately. I did a poor job of communicating what I actually wanted. I did it once. Once is not enough. You got to get people about 7 times. I should have repeated that before it would have actually stuck and they might have actually folded. I like to think of this as organisational level agreement, OLA. At a high level, organisations need to agree on which tools they're going to use and when each should be used. If team members and different teams within the organisation each have their own thoughts on which tools to use and when, the scavenger hunt can turn into a debilitating problem, which is exactly what you've got when you've got a construction project, they've got shut down, and everyone's busy, they're running around like blue ass flies, but you're not actually getting any traction out in the paddock. This is why. All right, so let's look at some data. Data doesn't always tell you what you want to hear, but never lies. Asana's 2022 Anatomy of Work Index, a yearly report on how knowledge workers spend their time, so engineers, everyone in the office, everyone that's emailing, everyone that's spending time on a laptop, this is who we're talking about on a construction project, found that 58% of employees' time is spent on work about work. Activities such as communicating about work, searching for information, managing shifting priorities, and chasing status updates. This is, in large part, due to the scavenger hunt. All right. We've got a pretty clear idea on why we need to do something about this. If 58% of people's time is going on work about work, were they actually going to get something done? Right. So, one more stickers. That one stays up there, Beanie. You don't need that one. And we need to... We should be on the screen. Back on the screen here. I should put that one in the wrong spot. We'll drag that one down below there. Okay, we're good again. Let's have a look on the board. See how we're going to fix this. Wipe. Need a pen. All right, double the velocity, wasted time. So if we look at this from a lean perspective, lean tells us that 90% of everything that we do every day is waste. When we say that we want to double the speed that the project's currently going, everyone thinks that you just throw more resources at it. That is not the solution. That's a good way to create even more complexity and slow yourself down even more. So, how do we double our speed with less resources, not more? If we look at our overall available time, this is here is 100% of the time that's available to us. The bucket, from the top here to the bottom here. That's what's available. That's our time, okay? So 10% of it, looking at this from a lean perspective, 10% of the efforts that we do daily is driving our results. Just this bit here, between there and there. There's the results. Just a little bit at the top here. 90% of it's waste. Wasted time, wasted effort, just doing things that are keeping us busy. It's a bit of pill to swallow, I know, but they're just facts. So 58% of it, as we just read in Nick's book just before, is work about work. Filling out reports, don't really need to be filled out. Sending emails, covering emails. I'm going to tell you a story about emails in a minute. CCing the whole world in. Just wasting everyone's time. All this stuff that we're doing here. Whenever you hear the term, where the fuck is, you know you got the scavenger hunt going on. The page, whiteboard. All right, so all we need to do, actually, I'm going to swap that around. I'll tell an email story first before we talk about the page. So I took over, start to coordinate another section of the project. I was looking after the planning, scheduling, and what we wanted to do was coordinate the materials with the planning and the scheduling as well, all right? the way they were communicating was just horrendous. 58% of this work about the work was probably closer to 98% of what they're doing was the work about the work. So first email that I got copied in on the email trail when I started working with these guys was, there were 8 emails, right? And there was 5 people copied into this email. When you look at this from a distraction point of view, every time someone's interrupted by that email, they've lost about 20 minutes of their day when that email pops up, because of the way that they're actually working, they don't work in focus blocks and work from one thing to the next to the next. Every time an email pops up and they just sit there with their Outlook going all day, so they're literally just reacting to what's coming through the email inbox. If they're doing something productive, it takes them about 20 minutes to go from what they were in the middle of doing to get back to working on that again when they're interrupted by this email. So this one email by 5 people works out to 13.3 hours work about work. The worst bit is we've got 8 emails, we've used 13.3 hours, we still hadn't made a decision yet. In fact, we weren't even close to making a decision about what this email was all about. We go to Scrum, which I use to run my projects on. They talk about what's known as decision latency. This was a trivial topic. It wasn't a hard thing to get an answer about. It was like, where are we going to get these materials from? When it's going to get delivered? Something like that. It was very, very, very basic. And most of the decisions that you make are. Looking at it from a decision latency perspective, if you spend more than 5 hours making a decision, the odds of your project being successful, finishing on time, on budget, are less than 18%. 5 hours to make a decision. We waited to 13.3 on something trivial. Trivial crap. That's why getting this in line is so important. So how do we get everyone on the same page and stop all of these communication going everywhere? Now one of the other reasons this video has come about today is I'm also doing, at the same time today, I'm working from home, T-shirt Thursday, I'm going to start calling it. Sounds like a good idea to me. Get warmed up for Friday. Part of my diploma that I'm doing at the moment, this is like my second last topic, and it's about communications, all right? So I've got 7 tasks that I have to do here for this assignment. And task 1 is develop a communications plan, which I'm going to show you in a minute. Develop a project information system, which is what this is. Get everyone on the page. Manage project communications. So I've got to show them evidence of delegating a task. I'll show you how to do that. And evidence of monitoring a communication activity. I'll show you how to do that as well. Manage information, validate process. 2 by evidence of verification of evidence. We're not really going to do that today. That's a bit beyond what we're going to do here. Rectify a communication issue. I'll show you how to do that. Capture project communications log. It's going to sit in here. And review project information and communication outcomes. Hold my beer. Right, let's get it. The page. So what I'm going to use to get everyone on the same page, yes, I am huge on whiteboards. But sometimes we've got people working remotely, sometimes we've got people working in other offices, different sections of the project, blah, blah, blah. So we're going to use a digital board, it's a Scrum board still, to get everyone on the same page. The tool we're going to use, I'm going to run you through in a minute, is called Trello. So we set it up the exact same way that we do a Scrum board, right? So we have, if I learn how to spell, that'd be better. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 columns just here that we put tasks into. Each task is going to have a reference number so that we know what it refers to. So that when we say, we make this quick and simple and lean. So 001 is a specific task. Everyone knows what they're talking about. It's easy to search, retrieve the information later on. They just got to search the task number. And each task is going to have checklists. What happens is, as we get this this task here moves across the board. So as we get it, if it goes from the backlog is when it's sitting there, as in we have to prioritize when this is actually going to get done. We do this 5-hour scrum sprints. When it's ready, funnily enough, it sits in the ready column. When someone's doing it, there's a certain trigger that says we're ready. We'll show you how that's going to work. When someone's doing it, it sits in there. And funnily enough, when they finish it, it goes in the done column. Don't underestimate the power of this system. It is like, people are getting literally like a dopamine hit, like they do when they sit like the zombies on their fucking phone scrolling through them all day. You get the negative reaction that you get from the phone, we use as a positive. Using this to motivate people, or to motivate themselves, to actually get shit done, all right? And the last one here is what's called the pen. So if there's an actual issue, it goes in there, so it sits in there and gets flagged. It's up in everyone's face. We're creating truth, honesty, and transparency with this board. I'll show you how it runs in a minute. First, I'm going to work you through the communication process that I gave. This is what we came up with after the email. So we have to create a management information validation processes. Get everyone on the same page. We spoke to this before. Let's go back to the iPad again. If team members are using different teams with different organisations have their own thoughts on which tool to use and when the scavenger hunt can soon turn into a debilitating problem. Same happens when people are, if there's no process for people to follow for communications, then it just becomes a free-for-all. All right, 3 words that you're going to repeat, which are probably going to drive you nuts until people actually get this into their brain. Let's get back off of that, get back onto the, so you can see the whiteboard as I do this. Yeah, you see it there. All right. Where is the, check the board. Until we get people in a habit of driving them to go to, oh, where's this? Where's the materials? Where's the engineering answer? Where are we up to on task 0008? Check the board. Always direct them first back, go and check the board so they're not wasting other people's time, dragging them into the scavenger hunt with them. All right, check the board, can't find the answer they want, need some more information. First thing they do is go and see that person in person. All right, go and have a chat, sort it out. Old-fashioned way that we used to do construction before we had all the tools, digital tools that are supposed to make us so much more effective. They're not on site, can't get them, whatever. Next best tool is a phone. FaceTime, if you can. Make sure that they're actually paying attention, they're looking at you and paying attention to what you're speaking about. If we can't get them on the phone, can't get them in person, we can't get them on the phone, so they're off site somewhere, are they available by Teams or chat? Shoot them a quick chat message, see if they're available on there. Again, you can chat to them on Teams. Video, vitally important. Face to face, as much as we can, we want the information or the conversations happening face to face. Can't get them on there. They're off on R&R, not in for the weekend, away for a few days. We sell them, send them. Calendar invite. Hey, I need to catch up with you about X. There's no update on the board. I need to find out what's going on. All right. So we get to the point. We've got this person, gone through the process, and we've actually made a decision on what needs to happen next. Then, and only then, this is why you cut out 9% of all your email bullshit. Probably a lot of it you don't even need to use email for. You could just do your update on the board here. If you really got to use email, some people are still fucking addicted to it. Anyway, I don't understand why, if they are. If you have to use an email, the subject line on the email is reference number. So we know what we're talking to, which task we're actually speaking about, because that's the number that we've given it in the schedule, which refers back to our board. All right, reference number. As discussed, Here, we want to list what are the actions that need to happen or we need them to take. As discussed, you need to ABC. Bang, bang, bang. Very clear, very concise, exactly what needs to happen. Then they can come back and go, oh, that's not what we agreed on, if we don't. But we make it very clear what we're expecting out of them. Please confirm when you're going to do it or when this is going to be closed. When you're going to actually finish this task that we've asked you, that I've asked you to do, or when you're going to come up with the answer, whatever it is. Clear, concise, removes all the clarity, gives you clarity, ambiguity, removes all the ambiguity from the process, the communication process. We didn't write one word up there. What we're doing all of this is we're converting chaos into traction. Oh, that is the ultimate goal. That's the big picture. What we are actually doing here. That transition should have been down there. I got that wrong. All right, so let's have a look. Let's see what this page actually looks like. Okay, so this platform here is what's known as try. As you can see, can you see? I will pop them up so you can see them. There's learning tools in there. It's not what we're going into today. This is something that I put in there here. You can double the velocity on a construction project 100 days or less. That's a training that I put in there that you can go and have a look at later on. So we've got our backlog that we spoke to about there. That's that column there. This column means it's ready to go. We've done a task, it's ready to go. Being done. So to move your tasks around here, as simple as dropping and dragging. This is so simple. You put it there, it could go on the pen, ready, whatever. Add a card, add a new task. Super simple to do. This is just dead easy to use. And our done tasks go over, funnily enough, in the done column when we're finished with them. All right, what we want to have a look at, I just need to move this out of my road here, is we said we had to do a few things. So we want to develop a communications plan. We've got a communications plan. That's it right there, that process. That'll step you through from there. Check the board, in person, phone, Teams, chat, calendar invite, make a decision, email it. Reference your reference number. Just as discussed, your actions, please confirm when. We've ticked that box. We've got a communications plan. We developed a project management information system. That is a complete system. So that happens, and this is our board, which is part of the system. We want to delegate this to someone. I'd come in here and go, blah, right, just here. I could go, where, down to activities here. If I had someone else, I'm going to have to delegate it to myself because I'm only Adam Bean. I need this done. Actually, you can do it here. This, so I could put a request in there. So what I've actually got in here is, this is all the task lists. So all the information for this particular task is going to go back in here. So we've got a pre-planning checklist. So we're going to make sure we're avoiding bad multitasking. We're controlling the works in progress. We've got all the gear. We've verified the full kit. The priorities have been triaged. The tasks are resourced. People. Dosage that's got the right amount of time we need to do it, or we avoid and rework. We've got any lessons learned that we need to attach, we could attach them right here if we needed to. Have we standardized the process of this task? Does it fit with the global optimization, the milestones within our project? All right. So in here, if I needed someone to work on a specific task, I could then just tag them right there. Okay. Bang, due date. That's how we manage tasks. Instead of 15,000 fucking emails going backwards and forwards, I could go through this process, make a decision and say, right, Adam, I need you to get these stainless steel and get on site by X date. So I could just put it straight in there against that task, against that checklist item right there. All right. Everything else can come into here. If we've got RFI process, we need to put a process in here. So we just add an item. We just put a checklist in there. Item 1. All right. You can go through and add as many items as you want or don't want in there. So we can tick them off as we go. So anyone, the whole idea behind a scrum and the scrum board is anyone can walk into a room and see within 5 minutes of looking at it exactly who's working on what and what's happening at any given time. This is what this does for you digitally, particularly when you've got people in remote places. You're trying to get answers out of engineering people that might not be on site. People are out on R&R, whatever it may be. You've got to have full traceability, what everyone's doing, when it's due, and what should be done. That's why I'm saying these 3 words are going to become the most 3 important words in your vocabulary. Where the fuck is this at? Check the board. Get people used to going back to this board. You want everyone on the same page, keep sending them back to the page. What else do we need to have a look at? So I made we have to have a communications log as well. So if we need to, something's critical decision, again, we'll put a communications log in here. We can put whatever information that we need to in about it in the description here. We can create a checklist for it, add that to it, steps that need to go through to do it for your communication. We give it a rev number there, as in people might want to improve this card, so we might call it rev 1. These are templates, so I'd copy this and make a new card whenever we wanted to do a new communication log. Someone wants to rev it up, improve it, they've got an extra checklist item or whatever they do, they can rev that up, do that. It references a reference number, the task number, and then it's all sitting there. There's no need for 15,000 spreadsheets. People have to go and try and retrieve this information. All the stuff that's gone on referring to that task number is sitting here in our communication log, and we make it quick and easy for them to find as well. So we see these little stickers here, that's a to-do. We can quickly scan and see what should people be working on, what communications are going on at the moment. If we need to search on this, all we need to do is we have a search bar up the top here, and we type 001 in, and I'll bring up all the cards that refer to task 001. Let's go back and see what the main goal was. When Nick said, if we want to move quicker, go back to the book. Where are we? Come on. A project can only move as fast as the knowledge can be retrieved. Be hard pressed to find a better, faster way to be able to retrieve knowledge than what we're giving you on the board here. All right. Quick recap. Got to get everyone on the same page. We do that by Trello, that Trello board. If you want that Trello board, you want access to it, there's a QR code just there. You can go across and request to get access to it. As I said, there's another training session in there as well that you can go and watch, which was how you double the velocity on a construction project in 100 days or less. It's a free live training in there that you can go and watch on that, or scan that QR code or hit rebrandingconstruction.com. Just request access. When I see it pop up, I'll approve you. So we've got to get everyone on the same page. We've got to know how much of our time's getting wasted. Understand that, start explaining that to people every day. How much of the time's getting wasted. If we want to move twice as quick, we don't need to go double all the resources that we got to move twice as quick. We just need to reduce this number here by 10%. Get 10% of that waste gone. We'll move twice as fast. We know why email wastes so much of our time there. We've got a story about that. You can take that story and use it. You understand what decision latency is and impact that that's going to have on your project if you take too long to make decisions. Got a communication process that we spoke to just about there. Now this is my 2-second improvement for today because I haven't been doing this enough. This is part 2-second lean. So what I'm now going to do is I found a tool yesterday, which I don't have the name of it with me right now. If you want to know what it is, just say, shoot me a message, artificial AI tool. Because what I'm going to do is now I'm going to take this video, pump it to YouTube and feed it into this tool, and it'll actually create a mind map of everything that I've run through here in this video today. So you want a copy of that when it's done? I'll have it done later today. Just message me the words either AI tool or AI mind map if you want to get hold of that. If you are project director or an executive general manager with a project or a shutdown that's struggling, I have a little superpower, and it is turning around underperforming projects or shutdowns in 120 days or less with methodologies like this: 2-second lean, theory of constraint, Scrum, a number of different agile processes. Want to talk to me more about that? Sounds something that you might be interested in? Reach out and say triage call. Message me the words triage call. We'll jump on the phone, Teams, quick 15-minute chat, just to have a chat to see if we think we might be a good fit to work together or not. Right, take that, use it. No, I'm gonna. That's now my uni assignment done as well. Make it a great week. I'll speak soon. If you don't like the truth.
Want the truth? You can't handle the truth.
Honesty.
Honesty? You want honesty?
And transparency.
The greatest failure of leadership is a lack of courage. A lack of courage to say what needs to be said.
Then building an agile culture probably isn't for you. What do I mean by an agile culture?
Let me show you world class. Let me show you the world that I live in every day. It is magic from start to finish.
Fernando Alonso's stop, it was actually the fastest single stop. And look at the guys, they look so relaxed, but there he goes, all 4 wheels changed and out in 3.
So I'm honest, Paul, just how agile your culture at FastCap actually is.
9 times faster. If I told you, could you make your processes 9 times better, most of you would laugh at me. 10% maybe if I worked hard at it. From the time the order comes to our company to the time it's in the UPS truck, manufactured, packaged, invoiced, and in the truck, 2 hours.
Now what I'm going to say next is probably going to sound a little bit left of centre, but just bear with me because in a couple of minutes' time, it'll all make perfect sense. Years ago, my mentor taught me an invaluable lesson, and that was, if you don't have a brand, you're a commodity, and when you're a commodity, price is your only master.
Do you understand what this little fucking swoosh is? Yeah. This fucking sneaker's a commodity. You and I can make this right now in China, but this fucking swoosh is worth $1 trillion.
Now, when I say brand, I'm not talking about the generic bull that the latte-sipping hipster crowd preaches to you. Stuff like, you got to rebrand, you got to get your logo right, we need to do a photo shoot with your line on a Lamborghini. That stuff's all well and good if you want to be a flash in a pan on TikTok, but it's not going to help you build a legacy. Do you know that one of the most famous logos, the Nike swoosh, costs just $35? And the only reason the founder, Phil Knight, used it is because it was the best option out of the 3 options that he had. Building a brand, at the end of the day, comes down to 3 things. What people say about you when you're not around, being the best in your market at what you do.
Good people get better by doing things that they really enjoy.
And the third one comes from the legendary Dean Jackson, which is a brand is a buying reflex affecting now decisions.
But the trick is to be the best. And to be the best in business today, you need to do what you do better than anybody else, and then let everybody know about it.
Rightio, for this episode's guest, this bloke is both a legend and an enigma. From boiler to construction manager to then social media marketing guru to keynote speaker, all done with a true blue Aussie tinge. Adam Bean is nothing but a weapon, and this is an awesome yarn. We unpack what is behind this mysterious career path of Beanies. You're gonna love it. You want to see social media done properly? This is the bloke you want to follow, and this is why people go to him for social media coaching and advice.
Building your brand is just one piece of the puzzle. The other 2 are building your culture, and as I alluded to earlier, agility. I told you this would all start to make sense. Are you picking up what I'm putting down here? That's why when we work together in a 90-day traction sprint for just $5K a month, we work on 3 key things: doing social media with extreme competence, establishing your values and culture, and installing Agile as part of your brand's DNA. Now you're probably thinking to yourself, I can't do all that, Beanie. I've already got way too much on my plate.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Now if you've worked with a coach before, all that happened is you got a load more work to do, then you're going to love this. Fools weigh value by the pound. Unfortunately, that's not my saying. It's by the legendary Gary Halbert. So if you come to this course looking for 832 modules, 97 hours of recorded video training, and 68 worksheets to fill out, which is just the pre-work before you get to the real course, you're going to be sadly disappointed, because this is about eliminating bullshit, removing waste, not adding more to your life.
I mean, we soon discovered that we were working on a lot of things that were pretty much 100% waste, and we could convert. Use all that time to, do the improvements.
After all, any coach that's going to load you up with more to do when you're already too busy as it is, do you really want to work with them? So the first thing we do is run what you're currently doing through the bullshit eliminator process. Then we get to work on your culture. But culture has a lot of different interpretations, and you're probably thinking, Benny, what do you actually mean by that?
All culture is, it's standards and behaviors that you demonstrate every day. And it's standards that you accept or you don't accept.
When you have brand, culture, and agility all working in your business, you will create rocket fuel. If you got this far through the video, there's a very good chance that you like honesty, you like hearing the truth, and you love the idea of creating transparency. And you're ready to start using your thumbs more than your fingers.
The number one thing the world lost was accountability. We've gotten so good at telling everybody else in the world what they should be doing. We love pointing fingers, right? How about thumbs? Where the f have thumbs gone?
So when you're ready to start the transition from a price-based commodity to a value-based brand,
be good, be better, be the best.
Message me the word thumbs. We'll organise the time to catch up for a quick 15-minute chat. We'll work out whether we both think we might be a good fit to work together or not.
The higher you go or the higher you want to go, the greater the requirement to have somebody around you who will tell you the truth. Because I can't smell my own breath. I can smell your breath, but I can't smell mine. I can't see my own swing. I can see the shot. I can't see the swing. I need people around me watching me swing who will give me advice, and then I got to be willing to hear that advice.